What's up, guys? It's Michael. It's my first video back on YouTube, and I kind of just wanted to talk about why I have decided to completely take myself out of the job economy. I'm not looking for a 9 to 5 anymore. I'm more focusing on my freelancing, and I'm just going to talk about why I think it's more important to focus on my own skills than go back into the grind of 9 to 5. If you are also thinking about leaving the 9 to 5, I don't blame you. It's quite horrid, but maybe this video can help you. So obviously, the main reason I wanted to get into I started to take my actual freelancing very seriously is because the job market is quite horrendous. If you are following what's going on, back for September, the numbers were abysmal. August was abysmal too, and it just keeps looking like it just gets worse and worse every month. So much so that there are more unemployed people than there are people who are hiring, which is a big red flag. And being in a state here where the average job isn't for I don't want to say it's not for smart people, but if you do have an education, you are just overqualified. You kind of get passed over. At least that's what it seems like for me. It could be a multitude of other reasons, but I'm definitely qualified for these jobs that I apply for, and I just don't get anything. And a lot of people have the same issue. There's no communication from hiring managers. You just get ghosted, and if you do get a job, it's extremely low wages, and you don't even get health benefits, which is the point of working. You want some health benefits, you want some benefits, safe for the future, whatever it may be. So that's one reason why I'm focusing on freelancing, because if I'm gonna struggle, I might as well struggle on my own grit. And quite frankly, I think I can do better than what some of these companies do. I know my skill set. I know the things I can accomplish just by experience, and I just have that faith that things are going to work out for me. Is it going to be easy? Hell no. It's probably one of the hardest things I've ever done, but it's very rewarding when you do get a little bit movement forward. Whether it's finishing your portfolio or building your website or getting leads on warm clients, it's very invigorating being able to generate your own income, and that's something that I've been very hooked on these last couple of weeks mainly, but more so getting into the groove of becoming your own business owner, because it's not just you open a sign and that's it. You're every part of that business, including marketing and sales and reaching out and going out and talking to people. That's you. It's on you. It's on your back, and it's kind of exciting, to be honest. Speaking of being with everything on your back, there's only 24 hours in the day, and while it may seem kind of crazy, it is doable. And the second reason why I decided to move towards my freelance and my freelance alone and not find any work is because I just kind of want a mastery of my own time. Working a 9 to 5, you kind of get stuck on whatever schedule they put you on, and I mean your bosses or the corporation you work for. You don't really have much choice of your life. Working in the middle of the day, that's kind of the end of your day. You wake up, you go to work, you come home, you go to bed. And that's not a life that I don't want to live that life. And I did that for quite a while. I did construction and I did IT. And while bosses can be great, being in charge of your own schedule and being the master of your own time is something that I really want to master my own time. Attention is the greatest currency that we have here on this planet. Everyone's trying to get it, whether it's social media, movies, TV shows, music, celebrities. They want your attention. And when you give it up to a 9 to 5 and you get very underpaid for it, it kind of diminishes your soul, And I got tired of doing that. I got tired of looking for work. I got tired of being just a number. Not valued for my skills, just expect to do a simple job or something like that, and there's no growth. There's no challenge in your brain. You just do whatever they want you to. Some bullshit that doesn't really make any sense, but you do it anyways because you need a paycheck. Whether it's $13 an hour, $15 an hour, it's still not enough to cover anything, and you're back to square one. So having a mastery of your time is super important, and that's something that I want to do so that I can teach my children that they are actually in control of their own time. And not only do I want to teach them that they are in control of their own time, I also want to spend time with them. America is in a current crisis with fathers and parents not being there because of work obligations. We're being suffocated, and that is something that I want to change. I want to break the cycle for my kids, because they deserve to have a dad that's there all the time. And while right now it seems like I'm not around, and I'm really focused on this thing, I know that in the long run it's going to work out for everyone involved. And I just have faith in myself that I can do it, because I've done a lot of other things that I couldn't see myself doing, and I accomplished them. I went to the other side, so I can do it. I just have to do it. The last thing with this mastery of time thing I want to make a mention is slowing your life down. Ever since I started this journey of entrepreneurship, I have noticed a complete slowdown in the way my emotions are, my thoughts. At first, in the beginning, you kind of get the panic, at least for me, and I attribute that to the 9 to 5, where it's always go, 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 go. Never stop to think. There's no thoughts. You just do it. As you start to take control of your life, you notice that things don't go as fast as you'd like them to be sometimes, and that you have to learn how to slow down. You have to learn how to be intentional with your moves, because you are only by yourself. You're just one person, and you are essentially building a whole business on your own. There's no one helping you. You help the 9 to 5 bosses build their dreams, but now you're over here by yourself, doing it for yourself, doing it for those who you love. And you got to learn how to slow down. You got to learn how to really look at your surroundings and choose the right decision, because while there are financial risks, it's just time. You just waste time, and you get to a point where you make enough mistakes and waste enough time that you're just like, let me actually fucking lock in and let me focus and slow down. And you get into meditation, you get into physical fitness, you start to read more. You just pour into yourself, and that mastery of time and that mastery of self is a lot of the reason why the entrepreneurship is so big at the moment. And that kind of gets to it leads into my next point as to why I decided to do this. Start a business at 36, a design business at that, where AI is rampant and taking everyone's job or whatnot. Some people like you're crazy, but I want to build something in my life that makes me feel fulfilled. I think we all have our own mission that we have to be here for. We all have our own calling. That deep inside, there's just a little nudge you have a little voice in your head that says you should be doing this and that you want to do this. I think you need to listen to that voice, whatever that voice may be. And of course, the current state of the economy here, you don't really have that luxury. But the way I see it is, do you want to be on your deathbed and wishing that you actually give your all and try to do your best in this life, and not just kind of coast with a 9 to 5, which is fine. I mean, if that's something that you want to do, and you coasting and just being predictable schedule, you just go to work, you come home, every weekend's off, you're good. And that's not, this is not the video for you. This is more for people who want more from their life. I'm just reading my notes here, because we write ideas down. That's another thing apart with being slow-minded, is you start to write your ideas out. So when I mean I need more for my life, what I mean is I'm super tired of just being limited by these companies, where I know I can exceed far more in skills, but now if you're good at what you do, you don't get promoted. You just get more work put on. There's everyone knows about that joke, but it's not a joke. It's real, and it sucks, and it kind of just diminishes your soul, because we as humans, I think we want to expand. We want to create something fantastic, and we can't do that if we have a ceiling. And we can talk about how what the ceiling I think we have right now in society is kind of ruining and messing up a lot of people and their not only their mental state or their ambition, but just their soul. It's kind of depressing. But we could talk about that in a different video. I kind of got to the point where I was wondering, why do I want to build someone else's dream and then put mine off on the back burner? It's because society said so, because right now society don't look too hot. This is a real channel. Economy's on fire. We have crazy shit going on in the United States that I don't even know if I can talk about here on YouTube. But if you're just paying attention to what's getting put on TikTok, you'd know that it's not just the jobs. It's just there's a lot of evil coming out, and while we pay mind to that stuff and we keep our minds aware of our surroundings, we also need to focus on building. So life doesn't stop. We can do both at the same time. Being kind and being aware, we can do that. It's possible, trust me. So, back to that point where why do I want to build someone else's life? Back to that point where you think to yourself, why do I want to build someone else's life when I am perfectly capable of building my own dream life? It's a leap. It's scary. Has a lot to do with who you feel you are, and your self-esteem and your self-confidence in yourself. That's another video, because it's going to test you on that, and it has tested me. And some people may just fly through it. Some people, like myself, it took me a little bit longer to get to this point where I'm like creating content weekly and actually pushing out myself as a designer, as a business owner. That took a lot of mental and like spiritual building on my own part, and that's in and of itself is like the mastery of your life, is building up yourself in your fortress to where you can trust in your ability to get things done and become a staple in your community. So that kind of brings me back to my reflection part. Reason 1 was the job market. Reason 2 was the mastery of time, and then reason 3 was mastery of self. Now, like I was just talking about, this journey will make you reflect on yourself, reflect on everything that happened around you in your childhood, and it's kind of like when you get into this journey, you're gonna clean up. You're gonna realize you have a bunch of cobwebs that you didn't even know about, and it's good because you get to clear that out energetically. You get to clear that out, emotionally, and you get to build upon yourself, and you get to see your growth through a long distance of time, because it's either day 1 or one day. You know what I'm saying? And if you do start it, if today is your day 1, then in 6 months from now, you're gonna be way far ahead from where you are now in 6 months. I hope that's the goal, right? One baby step every day, and eventually you're running. But yeah, I just wanted to get on here and make a quick video talking about the reason why me at 36, I'm deciding to go full on my own and jumping into the deep end. But yeah, if you want to talk about design, you want to talk about growth, you want to talk about spirituality, this is the place. My Substack also, everything will be linked at the bottom in our description. I hope you do enjoy this video, and I do look forward to creating more content and building a community with you guys. So, till next time, I will see you guys later.